Oh, I just telling the guys in there, I got a new car and it's got 10 gears, and I watch it go through those gears. And I think we finally got him into second tonight, I think he's got about 5 or 6 more gears we can get him into. But, he did play harder tonight. His defense was much more active. A couple awareness, plays that he made, which he hadn't been making. So yeah, he had a much better game, much better purpose. Really, really good to watch him play a little harder. That was his knock coming in. That he just didn't play hard enough. His motor wasn't good enough, and his mother and I have had a lot of talks about it, and I've had a lot of talks with him about it. There's just so much more there, James. I mean, you can see his natural talent. Like when he goes to get a rebound, he's way above everybody. I mean, he's just so long. But again, you're going to find out Sunday and next week, older guys, the physicality and how much more he's got to lower his base and get down to not get knocked around. He still plays too straight up and down. High school, he's going to have to get more athletic and lower his base, especially against bigger, stronger, older guys. But it was a step in the right direction, no doubt.
How key is he, Dana, especially when you're down the guards, to what you want to do? If you're going to go bigger, if you're going to play a guy like him at the 4, and he can stretch the floor, but he also is going to have those demands defensively, that you're asking an 18-year-old to do this, how key is he, and how comfortable are you to turn to somebody that young?
Well, we're, because of Jermaine and Brennan, 2 guys that can handle the ball, we need those guys, like Luke can hit a 3 for us, and Ethan, we could use his physicality and his defense, but those 2 guards, coming out of Canada, if just with the results of Canada, I said, at that particular time, if I would have had to give a starting 5, those 2 would have been in it, and so I wanted to bring the freshmen along slowly, but as you say, now we've got a different scenario, and he's going to have to guard on the perimeter a little bit. Nate's going to have to guard more on the perimeter, and that's a tough adjustment for guys that are used to going and standing in the paint.
Why do you think Kalel was unlocked tonight in that way?
I don't know. I mean, probably his mom got after him a little bit. She didn't like the way he played the other night. I don't know. But no, he did play harder, and he practiced a little harder yesterday, which I was pleased with. I still believe, you play pretty much how you practice and, habits. And so I thought he had a better day yesterday, and he had a better day today because part of the reason.
Those first 10 minutes offensively didn't look that much dissimilar to the UC Irvine game, but about 10 minutes in, it seemed like everybody started making some shots, and that carried over to the second half. What was kind of the difference at that point in the game?
Oh, I thought we got it inside a few times, that kind of gave our shooters a little better look. The first 10 minutes we were pretty stuck on the perimeter. They threw a 1-3-1 at us, which you don't see very often. We knew we did practice against it the last 2 days because they ran it 1 possession against Grand Canyon, didn't run it against Long Beach. So, we knew they had it. We didn't think they'd run it the whole first half and part of the second half. But, no, we had some good looks. Quincy hit the first one, then we missed 5 or 6, again in a row, which, they weren't bad looks, but we just got a little 3 happy, and then, Waldo drove it in there, got a bucket, we threw over the top. Khalil got the 2 dunks, so we got it inside a little bit. I think points in the paint at half, I think we had like 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. And so I thought, 20 of our 34 were in the paint, so we got the ball inside a little bit more. We got to start shooting free throws. I can't hide that. We were 5 for 13. I think 2 front ends and 1-on-1s. 5 for 15. we got to do better. You know, I mean, it doesn't take much to figure that out. You know, at halftime, we're up 12. You know, Nate misses that front end right there. Dante had missed a couple. You know, we're 2 for 7 at half with the front end. We're 2 for 8. I mean, you just go 6 for 8 like you should be. You know, and it's a 16-point game instead of 12. You know, and against good teams, obviously, you know, if we're going to be a good team, if we're ever going to get to that level, you cannot shoot 5 for 15 from the free throw line, you know. So we got to get better. We got to get better, and our guys are going to have to practice more and just do a better job.
You mentioned this time of year, defensive intensity, and you're really focused on that. What did you think of the jump, this one, the UC Irvine, and just maybe the challenge you're going to face in the next couple of days defensively too?
Yeah, it showed our immaturity the other day when we didn't hit shots and our energy level just went completely down. And then I told our guys that it just, you know, we got some vets, that shouldn't happen. But, you know, if Quincy and Will go 1 for 11 in games, we're probably going to be in trouble. I mean, they're vets. You know, energy level didn't go up. We didn't attack anymore. You know, I want Will to take, you know, 12, 13 shots a game. I want Quincy to get 10, you know. So, you know, Dante didn't get as many tonight, you know, because they were sagging in there a little bit on him, doubling him a little bit more, and that zone took him out a little bit. But, you know, we've been getting him 13, 14 shots a game, which we got to do. And they're all out of him against Houston. You know, they pull the post really hard, so they're going to come after him really, really hard, and especially with us and our inconsistency shooting threes. You know, they'll make us hit some threes by doubling him really hard.
How much do you go back to that Houston game last year in preparation just to show how hard they play? And
Oh, I mean, our guys know. I mean, we won't go back to that. I mean, it's hell. Watch them this year. You know, it doesn't make any difference. You know, Kelvin's not a good coach. He's a great coach. Kelvin's known him for 30-some years. You know, he's a really good coach everywhere he's been. You know, he does a great job. He knows the kind of players he wants to get, you know. He's hard on them, you know. But he gets them to play the way he wants them to play. And he's really a good coach, really a good guy, you know. So we know we'll have our hands full. They're old, they're physical. You know, we're going to have to battle our tails off to give ourselves an opportunity.
How's Dante doing?
What's that?
Sorry, last question. Just an update on Dante.
You know, his hip's been bothering him, and he hit it on that play. And so I think he'll be okay. You know, he's going to take a couple days off here. We got to try to rest it a couple days. But I think by Friday, you know, he'll be ready to go. I think he just needs a couple days here.
Is it just like a sore hip or is it something that he...
Well, kind of like a hip pointer, whatever you want to call it, you know, just bruised hip, you know, and so I thought he got shot there for a minute the way he went down, but, you know, he says he's okay. I talked to him a little bit, so I think he'll be all right.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All righty.